Hello everyone, in this video I'll be translating and summarizing the latest Urdu broadcast by Moeed Pirzada to make it accessible for our English-speaking audience. Let's go through the key developments and insights in Moeed Pirzada's words. One of you wrote a very sharp comment on my previous vlog. He said that before Dr. Moeed dies and gives his life to Allah, he should admit that not just a few journals are responsible for Pakistan's current situation, but the entire military is the issue. The military is responsible. It is corrupt. This is not the first comment of this kind. Many such comments are regularly written by people. On the other hand, there are comments from those who think that I am a big opponent of Pakistan's military, that I have joined hands with India, that I am an agent of Hindutva, that I have joined RSS and Narendra Modi. I want to have a detailed discussion on this and explain to you, because if I accept that Pakistan's military and its institution are responsible for this entire crisis, then that would insult all my education. It would mean that all my lifelong education, research, and being a student of international relations and history would be wasted, and emotionally I would also start breaking down. I will answer these questions in detail in a future vlog. If you want to raise questions or comment on this, please do. I will read them and respond in detail, but right now I have to reach a meeting. Before that, I want to quickly describe some important developments from the last 24 hours and provide a quick analysis and explanation. For instance, Rana Sanaula's comments about Field Marshal General Asif Munir's term, stating he will remain Field Marshal until 2027. What is the significance of that? And Mahmud Khan Achakzai, leader of Tehreek-e-Tahafuz-e in Pakistan and PKM-AP, held a press conference with Akhtar Mengal after Balochistan's terrorism incidents. It was not placed on Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf's YouTube channel, but I saw it on a journalist's site where over 90,000 people have watched it. He pointed to a sentence about terrorism and gave a very powerful speech filled with sorrow and grief. That speech reveals our collective mistakes, political misunderstandings and issues clearly. These are some developments, and there are others I will briefly comment on. First, about Rana Sanaula's comment that General Asim Munir will remain in office until 2027. This is a very interesting comment. Rana Sanaula is a trusted insider of the Sharif family with deep connections and love. He always knows internal matters and knows what to say and what not to say. His statement is very credible. What makes it even more credible is Dr. Shahbaz Gill's claim that Pakistan's major media outlets, now all government-controlled like Geo, ARY and Dunya, have distorted Rana's statement, and there is very little discussion about it, while some powerful circles want this discussion to be avoided. In this context, note that General Asim Munir was seen wearing a bulletproof vest under his suit during a meeting with President Xi Jinping. People question why he wore it, and though the pictures caused discussion in Indian media, Pakistani media and government-linked media did not analyze or discuss it. Both these points are very interesting. Anyway, Rana's comments show that things are not okay between the Sharif family and General Asim Munir. General Munir surely wants a notification in November extending his term as Pakistan Army Chief until 2030 for another 5 years, and the Sharif family is avoiding and fearing this. This is the clear meaning of Rana's statement. What will happen now? Obviously, with Sharif Khan in charge, when there is serious power politics, the innocence or naivety of the Sharif family, unlike Imran Khan and PTI, is gone. The Sharif family understands Pakistan's power politics, civil-military relations, military dynamics and GHQ politics very well. It's another matter that currently the Sharif family is deeply stuck in political troubles. Imran Khan did not play traditional politics. If he had, the situation in Pakistan would not have been this bad since becoming Prime Minister in 2018. Playing traditional politics meant not escalating enmities with the Sharif and Zardari families so much that General Bajwa got a chance to throw his weight against them. But Imran Khan's politics were based on some assumptions which resulted in a very difficult time for him and PTI, and the whole country is stuck in this crisis. But the Sharif and Zardari families are also trapped. Otherwise, the Sharif family would have much more space to play with General Asim Munir, which unfortunately they do not have. Having said that, this die is cast. It seems the next 8 to 10 weeks will not pass easily. During these weeks, the visible rift between General Asim Munir and the Sharif family will have to be settled somehow. There will be some dramatic developments and some kind of settlement will occur between them, but the sparks will be very visible. Now, I will quickly mention 3 judiciary-related developments because they are very interesting. Senator Mustafa Khokar, a leader of Tehreek-e-Tahaffuz-e-Ain Pakistan, allied with PTI and Mahmood Khan Achakzai, has moved a petition in the Supreme Court asking that petitions against the 26th Constitutional Amendment be heard by the full court. This is because it was revealed through judges' disclosures that the Practice and Procedure Committee had recommended the Chief Justice or Bakhtiar to have the full court hear these petitions. But Chief Justice Yahya Bakhtiar decided, after verbal phone calls with everyone, that a full court hearing was not necessary and formed a limited bench. Senator Khokhar's petition requests that all petitions against the 26th Amendment be heard by the full court and not by the limited bench set up by the Chief Justice. You can guess what will happen. Probably it won't be heard by the full court unless someone insists on it. Next, an interesting development in the Islamabad High Court. You know, Justice Babar Sattar and Justice Sardar Ishaq Khan wrote letters about the rules the Chief Justice Sarfaraz Doga wanted to make. This issue was stuck for about 48 hours, but now Chief Justice Sarfaraz Doga, who was imported from Lahore, conducted a vote standing up and by a narrow margin got the new rules for the Islamabad High Court for 2025 approved. These rules mean that the administrative control of the Islamabad High Court rests with the Chief Justice and Registrar, which was opposed by Justice Babar Sattar and Justice Ishaq. Those opposing the new rules are mostly senior judges of Islamabad High Court, including Justice Mohsin Akhtar Kayani, Ijaz Ishaq Khan, Tariq Mahmood Jahangiri, Babar Sattar and Saman Rafat. Abbas Tahir, whom I thought would oppose, apparently did not, which surprised me. Before the debate on these rules, there was consensus among the judges on issues like malfunctioning air conditioning and elevators in the new Islamabad High Court building, but there was no consensus on the legal issues. It's disappointing because Abbas Tahir is from KP and Pashtuns are known for their pride and self-respect. But it seems even these qualities are diminishing in Pakistan these days. Finally, in the last 24 hours, Justice Atar Banla, one of the most respected judges in Pakistan's contemporary history and former Chief Justice of Islamabad High Court, while addressing the Karachi Bar Association, made very sharp and painful comments. Judges usually cannot speak publicly or appear on TV programs, but when speaking to the Bar Association, they reveal a lot. Atar Banla said there is no rule of law in Pakistan. There is no justice because constitutional governance in Pakistan has collapsed. When people say Pakistan has a hybrid form of government, as Khawaja Asif said a few days ago, in reality, they mean Pakistan is under a dictatorship. This statement is not from a political commentator or an angry youth, but from a respected Supreme Court judge. If think tanks outside Pakistan, who Allah has not given the capacity or status to understand these issues, cannot raise these issues, then this statement from Justice Atar Banla should shake the world from America to Britain. It should go, but it won't come. I mean, what you say, that the issue is about the generals or the army. No, the issue is about all of us. No earthquake will come on this. This statement will just pass like that. Justice Mala also said that when the truth ends in a society, when the truth is erased or eliminated, that society ultimately gets destroyed. Now, what does this mean? You can estimate and calculate how much time is left according to this equation. He said that whatever we had to do, we could do it. We tried hard but failed. We passed on our baton. The baton in the army is a stick, a baton. That baton has been passed on to the next generation. Now, I have a big objection that Justice Athar Min sacrificed his life here. What will the next generation do? There's a story inside our entire Pakistani society that our ancestors accomplished great feats. Our parental generation, our forefathers, were very wise and honest, and they did a lot of sacrifices, but we turned out to be very useless. This is such a bogus argument. Actually, our forefathers were quite incompetent and had no understanding of the world's world order. They didn't understand things. And after 77 years, these 25 to 30-year-old youths whose lives are in crisis, who don't have proper food, hygiene or jobs, meaningfully are paying the price of that mental incapacity that our forefathers had, the inability to understand the world. They kept making wrong decisions and kept believing in wrong things. So Justice Atta Mala is not saving his life by just dripping blood in vain here. No, you and I and all our generations are responsible for this, and our forefathers are also responsible for this crisis that is standing before us today. Now I come to Mr. Mehboob Asai's press conference, about which I am, honestly, quite surprised. Such an important press conference by the leader of Pakistan, Tehreek-e-Insaf, whom Imran Khan said should be the leader of the opposition in the National Assembly or Parliament, this important press conference that he held with Akhtar Mengal, is visible on Pirzada journalist's website and YouTube, but, why is it not on Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf's official YouTube channel? This is a question I'm asking the management of the PTI YouTube channel. Why is it not there? While more than 90,000 people have watched it on Pirzada journalist's channel, this press conference was held in the context of the explosion in Balochistan, the suicide bombing attack on the Balochistan National Party BNP Mengal, in which at least 13 to 14 people were killed and more than 30 were injured. First, note that within the past 24 hours, the Islamic State in Khorasan, ISPK, claimed responsibility for the blast. Why did they carry out this attack? There was a famous dialogue in an old Pakistani movie about Aladdin. Where did these earrings come from? Why did these earrings come? Who brought these earrings? Similarly, someone should ask why the Islamic State in Khorasan carried out the suicide bombing attack on the Balochistan National Party Mengal. In Pakistan, the narrative is shaped such that no one asks these questions. Why did they do it? What happened to them? They crashed a truck, but how do they fit into this? When you listen to Mahmud Khan Achakzai's press talk, one thing becomes very clear. Mahmud Khan Achakzai has no confidence that this attack was carried out by the Islamic State in Khorasan. He suspects someone else. If you listen to his entire talk, he says in the press conference that whether it's God's law, the Quran, the United Nations, international law, or Pakistan's constitution, everyone agrees that the people who live on a land and their children have rights over its resources, which in English is called son of soil. They say that Balochistan's resources indeed belong first and foremost to the people of Balochistan. Pakistan as a federation also has rights over them, but the first right belongs to the Baloch people. Then he asks, what are we even saying? He talks about the terrorist attacks happening on them and says they're talking about law, rule of law, democracy and human rights. What have they done that such attacks happen on them? And if anyone thinks that by getting scared and frightened from these attacks, they will stop raising their voice through gatherings, processions, or rallies for democracy, rule of law and constitution, well, they are mistaken. They will not stop raising their voice. Then he raised another big question for all people of Pakistan and its ruling circles. He said this state of Pakistan has killed thousands of Punjabi, Pashtun and Baloch youths over the past 77 years, firing bullets, invoking Section 144 for law violations. But there is not a single person who has been punished for violating or breaking Pakistan's constitution. This is a very piercing question he raised, and I'm going to discuss something even more piercing with you all in this regard. Now, Imran Khan says that Mahmud Khan Achakzai should be the leader of the opposition. We were all against Mahmud Khan Achakzai. For at least 10 years of my life, I must have made critical comments about Mahmud Khan Achakzai. Maybe not 10 years, but at least 5 to 7 years. Imran Khan considered him an enemy and used to mock him. But Mahmud Khan Achakzai's ideas have not changed even a bit. He was saying the same things 10 or 15 years ago, while Imran Khan was saying different things. Imran Khan and PTI did not understand the harsh realities of Pakistan's politics. Now Imran Khan has understood, and following him, PTI has understood, and so have we all, how Pakistan's power structure works and its involvement in the world order. Now, Imran Khan says he should be leader of opposition as a matter of principle. But when people initially said the general alone is not responsible, the entire army is not responsible. No, the whole mental disorder that we are in is responsible for this crisis. We did not understand politics, did not understand the after effects of history. In this context, here's an interesting thing. Diplomat is an international publication, though second tier, not a major one. In it, a Pakistani origin thinker, Uzair Yunus, who lives in America and is respected, has written an article. I met him once. Apparently, he has always been a strong critic of Pakistan's establishment historically. It seems the Pakistan establishment really likes this article because it was featured as an international report in the Express Tribune with a link. But it's not really an international report, rather an opinion piece by an individual, not an official diplomat editorial or report. The title is US and United States Rethinking India-Pakistan Dynamics, and the article is lengthy. It says Washington has looked at South Asia through an Indian lens for decades, prioritizing India and ignoring Pakistan. They believed their entire strategy to contain China would be through India. But now there is a shift. I agree there is a shift, and it is visible. When I discussed with Professor Steve Hanker, he mentioned a line which we didn't build upon at that time. He sees a pivot, a change of pivot from India to Pakistan, but he didn't explain it and I misunderstood it. The article says that the change is not about Donald Trump's personality, tariffs or trade, but a change in American strategic thinking. Pakistan's importance has greatly increased. It also mentions something Pakistan's military generals like to hear. Pakistan's military has shown such efficiency in the four-day war against India that in America there is a thinking that Pakistan's military machine is far more effective than India's. This is subject to much discussion. However, the article does not analyze why such a major change happened in America's geostrategic thinking, but only gives a passing reference to West Asia, Middle East, etc. I've also been trying to understand this a lot. American analysts I spoke with who have worked with the State Department, Congress or American politics, and who are anonymous so Pakistanis don't know them, say there is a change in US thinking regarding Pakistan. But it is not India-centric, it is related to West Asia and the Middle East. The US Central Command, CIA and American establishment believe they need to reorder the Mashreq-Maghrib region and create a union between Israel and Arab countries, which would be political, economic and trade-related. If regime change doesn't happen in Iran, Iran will stay outside, but most Muslim countries and Arab countries will be part of it along with Israel. This would take away space from China and Russia in the region. Pakistan is seen as a key strategic partner and a valuable ally in this new alliance. This is basically the thinking of US Central Command. The interesting thing is that when all this happens, America will have enough space and resources freed to focus more on containing China. But on the other hand, what is the current situation? If Pakistan wants to be part of this alliance, in the past 48 hours, Pakistani newspapers have headlines about Shahbaz Sharif going to China, shaking hands, making agreements, starting CPEC again and strengthening the China-Pakistan strategic partnership. Uzair Yunus is capitalizing on the four-day war result, which has altered American strategic thinking to consider Pakistan a highly effective military machine. Pakistan used Chinese weapons, satellites, missiles, PL-15 Chinese ships, and so on. They also say that 80% of Pakistan's reliance is on Chinese weapon systems. How will this reorientation and balancing act that General Asim mentioned move forward? I do know that we are masters of brinkmanship. Our motto is man on the horseback, do whatever it takes and then see what happens. We showed bravery in 1947 to 48 by entering Kashmir, subject to controversy. In 1965 we showed bravery. In Gill we showed too much adventurism. In 1970 to 71 we launched Operation Searchlight with its consequences. We still don't know if we will do such things again. There have been many such events whose details I won't go into, but based on what Uzair Yunus said in Diplomat, I will try to organize a rational and substantive series of discussions with actual experts who have carefully studied South Asia's issues over the last 30 to 40 years. That wraps up our translation of Moeed Pirzada's video. I hope this English version helped you understand his message better. Please like, share and subscribe to Awami Lens to help our community grow. Don't forget to leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of this effort.